Good day, everybody. 'Tis I, the Crackpot Farmer, and today we're going to talk a little bit about compost tea. Now, you guys have noticed that I maybe haven't posted in a long time because something about its seeding, and I have 2 children, and I'm a month behind on life, and so I don't have a whole lot of time to sit down and edit videos, unfortunately. I've got a lot of stuff shot, but I haven't had time to put it together. So a friend of mine, while I was over in the east side of the country, a friend of mine sent me this swanky phone that doesn't have a really scratched camera and actually runs a version of Android that's usable, so I'm trying to shoot and edit videos on it, so this is the first try with that program. Thanks, Paul. So in my post I put on Facebook here a couple of days ago, I mentioned our compost tea operation that we put on our seed as our seed treatment. And people started asking me questions, some of which I can answer, some of which I cannot. So very basically, because I'm a lot of people, I wear a lot of hats, I do a lot of things, but a white lab coat wearing chemistry bio person, I am not. So we do not brew our own tea. I don't have time, the place, the knowledge for that stuff. So we buy it from a company called Eco Tea through our dealers in Vegreville called New Earth Soil Solutions. Please feel free to look all of those up. They're fantastic. So anyways, in a nutshell, what this Eco Tea is, if I were to compare it to something, it would be like probiotic yogurt that us people eat, except this is for seed. So what conventional farming does for seed treatment is we put an insecticide or a fungicide, something along that lines, on our seed so that when it goes in the ground, if it encounters any pests or bacteria or bugs or anything in the soil that it doesn't like or are not conducive to it growing, it just kills them. Non-discriminatory, biological genocide. That's really what agriculture is about. Don't like something? Kill it. Why aren't our crops growing? Kill more things. That'll help. So we're trying to get away from that. We haven't done conventional seed treatments on the farm in most of 20 years, if I remember correctly. That's outside of my farming experience, so I don't really know for sure, but it's been a freaking long time, which is wonderful. So we actually started using this compost tea here last year because we wanted to try to do something to help kickstart bacteria in the soil, or the biology in the soil, to try to give our plants a little bit better of a fighting chance, because it's just all biology in the soil. That's how soil works. It's a bunch of living organisms working together that's how plants grow, in a nutshell. Okay, before I get too distracted and start ranting too much. So the compost tea is, from what I understand, is specific blends of compost and other things put into a pile, let to compost for the right amount of time, and they take that and they put it in water, and then they take that liquid that leaches out of it into the water and they package it. After they put it through microscopes, they look at it and it meets certain quantities so they can actually sell it. Otherwise, just be snake oil, and people don't like to buy expensive snake oil. So now let's go actually look at the product itself, and we'll talk about how we mix it. So up here is part A. I'll show you guys the label really quick. Eco Tea. That is the company if you want to learn more about this. So we mix 9 parts of part A out of yonder tote, and to 1 part of part B in yonder pails that I measure with my swanky measuring cup and funnel there, and I put them into a old chemical barrel, and then from there we put them onto the seed. So the really nice thing about this compared to the conventional seed treatments is conventional seed treatments, you need gloves and sometimes respirators and goggles. It smells terrible. It's really bad for you. It kills all kinds of things. You cannot sell the seed once it's contaminated with it. You can get in all kinds of trouble. But with this stuff, that's not a problem. I mean, it smells a bit because, it's natural and composty kind of stuff, but once it's on the seed, you can still sell the seed. That's not a problem. You don't need gloves and stuff to handle it because it's all water soluble. It just washes off, not really a problem. So I will show you guys how we get this mixed up quick, and then I will show you how we put it on the seed. Okay, so now we're over at the bin where we're actually going to be treating the seed. We transport everything over here in my little skid steer Julius. We keep the totes and the stuff out of the sunlight because it's living bacteria. It doesn't do so well in the sunlight, so we keep it out as much as we can, but I don't want to carry a barrel over here, so I use the skid steer. I use an old chem barrel because it has a scale on the side. It's been cleaned out, but I use a chem barrel. It has a scale on the side so I can accurately mix the 2 different products, A and B, together. And so once I drag it over here, I suck it out with a diaphragm pump and put it into a little yard sprayer. This serves 2 purposes. One, it gets mixed up as it gets pumped from here to there, and the yard sprayer is not as big as the barrel, so I can make a big batch in there and pump it out as I see fit. It's not really a super accurate technical way of mixing seed. It's more of a, okay, we'll turn the pump on and then we try to match the flow of the grain to what we think is the right proportions, and we're getting pretty good at this. There's enough liquid here to treat about 400 bushels of seed or so, and so I'll need to mix it up here, so I'll show you guys how we do that. Oh, voila! Seed is treated. So now the truck is parked where we can use it to fill the air seeder when it comes back to the yard next. So that's mixing our compost tea in a nutshell. We mix parts A and B together in a chem tote. We haul the chem tote out to the auger. We pump all the stuff from the chem tote into a yard sprayer. We use the yard sprayer to pump it onto the base of the auger while the grain flows. The auger mixes the tea onto the seed. We put it onto the truck, and eventually it'll go from the truck into the air cart, and then we'll go put it in the ground. Thanks for watching.